service by the Samaritans across the other prisons. And Minister Kathleen Lynch, who was there yesterday, certainly was very supportive of the service. So just to mention that and to ask again for a debate on penal reform and conditions within prisons in the new term. Thank you.
Van Turnhout.
Thank you very much. As Senator Bacik has mentioned, there have been reports this morning of new proposals for constitutional change, much of which I do support, and we have also had much talk at the Constitutional Convention. But it is as if we have forgotten that there is a need for a children's rights referendum, and I just want to clearly assert that need for this referendum. And I would like to thank so many of my colleagues for attending the briefing that I organised this morning with the Children's Rights Alliance on why we need a strong amendment to strengthen children's rights in the Constitution. If we go back to the Kilkenny incest report in '93 and all the subsequent reports, and we were all horror and shock and all these phrases we came out with, but they have clearly all signposted the need to strengthen children's rights in our Constitution. And I think very strongly that without a framework of the Constitution not being there, there cannot be consistent judgments being made that will uphold the best interests of the child, hear the voice of the child and treat all children the same. So I am asking the Leader to ask the Minister for Children and Youth Affairs to come into this House without delay. The clock is ticking. It is easy to say autumn. Referendums take time. This is one area that has had all-party support, but in order to maintain all-party support, I believe the Minister needs to talk more and show us more what the plans are for the referendum, the exact timeline, so that we can all coalesce around this referendum. There is also a particular issue for children who are in long-term foster care. There is approximately 2,000 of these children who are not eligible for adoption at the moment because of the Constitution. And the reality is that as each day passes, when each of those children turn 18 and they blow out that birthday candle, they are blowing out any rights to be adopted. So we can all talk about theory, about let's wait, this is a complex issue. It is affecting directly children's lives. So for me, it's a call to action. I would ask the Minister to come into this House. In the last 5 years, we've had 5 referendums. My fear is, with all this talk of new referendums, children will once again be said, you just sit in the corner there and wait your turn. I think that is no longer acceptable. So I would call on the Leader to ask the Minister. I've asked on several occasions over recent months for the Minister in Children and Youth Affairs to come into this House for so many issues. But this issue I will put top of the list, and I ask that we get a date for the Minister for Children to come into this House.
Hear, hear. Senator Mullen.
Well, like previous speakers, I want to welcome the